to come to dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of province were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then I cried aloud to you, it is commanded, O people, nation, and language, that at what time ye hear the sound of the clarinet, the flute, the harp, sackbut, sorcery, the lyre, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be casted into the midst of a burning fire furnace. Therefore at the time when all people hear the sound of the clarinet. I'm going to drop down, if you will, to verse 16. It's where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fire furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. This is the part I like. But if not be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy God, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. May God have a blessing to the reading, the hearers, and the doers of his word. Let the church say amen. Amen. This section, if you will, deals with Nebuchadnezzar. Image is erected.
Yes, sir.
It deals with a group of people who had been brought into captivity, and God had allowed them to reach height as in prominence in that particular geographical location. Yeah. I want you to know, I don't care what the devil tried to do, if you keep your hands in God, God can raise you up wherever you are. And from this text comes our subject, and we won't stick with your thing. I want to talk to you about godly leaders without compromise. All right. Look at somebody and just tell them godly leaders without compromise. The author is Daniel, and the date is around the late 60s, central BC. And some of the theme is God controlled the destiny of all nations. Some of the key words deal with kings, kingdom, visions, and dreams. You see, we must understand Daniel was deported as a teenager in 1605 BC to Babylon, where he had lived over 60 years. And there was brought with him some other members of that particular tribe, our family, if you will. And if we look at Daniel, Daniel's name means God is my judge. How many of you know God is our judge? And if we research the background, I don't have a whole lot of time to tell you, but along with thousands of other captivity from Judea who were taken into Babylon exile between 605 BC and 582 BC. Some of those persons was the three characters that we are going to deal with tonight: Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. All right. The purpose of this writing is to show that God of Israel is the only God. He is in control of our destiny. He is in control of all nations. All we have to do is trust in Him. Look at somebody and tell them, I don't know whether you know it or not, but God is in control of your destiny. Amen. One of the beautiful things of this book is the emphasis on separation to God. And if we're going to be leaders without compromise, we must be separated unto God. And when we are separated right now. In this story, you're going to see men who refused to bow. Men who stood up for righteousness. Men who stood up for holiness. They had the power of God in their life. And if we are going to stand during this day and this time, we need the power of God in our life. First of all, compromise means a settlement of differences by arbitration or by consent, reached by mutual consent. It means to be bound by mutual agreement. It means to adjust or settle by mutual agreement. We must understand, either you're going to stand for something, or you fall for anything. Compromise is not popular in believers' lives. Going along is never popular. But I'd like to encourage you tonight, Superintendent and First Lady, whatever you do, stay with God. Don't compromise, because let me tell you something, when you compromise, people know you're compromising. And people did not come to serve under your leadership for your compromise. Really, that's some people want you to tell them the truth. All right? Tell somebody and tell them, I really want to know the truth. That's right. So, first of all, we must understand compromising with the world is sin. Compromise always leads to trouble, and it leads to tragedy. A compromising man or woman is considered to be self-conceited, and they're self-centered. We seek to protect our own self at the expense of the truth and the justice of someone else. You know, we are fearing to lose our position, our power, our influence. We'll compromise so we won't lose our job. We'll compromise so we won't lose our security, our image, and we want to be accepted by everybody. But see, when you are godly leader, mean devout, righteous, pious, holy, set aside, you can't hang with everybody anywhere. And we must understand you will not be accepted. And everybody's not going to be your friend. Because when you won't compromise, they'll smile in your face. They stab you in your face. Leviticus say, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shall thou judge thy neighbor. We must understand that God wants us to be people who will stand up for what we know is right. There is a need for godly leaders who will not compromise. Note this critical point: when the truth is known, it should be proclaimed, not compromised. And there's a danger of compromising. Compromising always suggests that we are a person of weak character and that we have stagnated our testimony. It says that we don't have the truth in us and we are living to please others. We are in agreement to do something that we really don't believe in. So God wants godly leaders, which means like him. Like him. Who will not compromise. God accepts no compromising concerning the truth, concerning his son. A man either stand for Christ or against him. You can't serve two masters. You either love one or you hate the other. Tell somebody, tell them, wake up, you know he's talking to you. You know he's talking to you. You either accept one or you deny the other. Sometimes when the truth gets to coming, we try to take a lullaby rich.